Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 30-day cleanse edition of I Have Oils, Now What? In this episode, I'm going to cover the supplements that are a part of the activate phase. These are really the core of the program. Not only do you take these for the first 10 days, but you do continue to take them throughout the rest of the program while adding in different supplements. So you want to get really, really good at knowing when to take these. The Lifelong Vitality Pack is also a part of the activate phase. I will not focus on the LLV supplements in this presentation, mostly because they really require and deserve an entire presentation of their own. Those are the foundation. Not only do I take those during the cleanse, but they are non-negotiable every month. So that's part of this program and very, very important. But I'm going to focus more on the TerraZyme, the Zendocrine supplements, and the role that lemon essential oil is playing in your detox. So let's get started. Here you have your spread. Again, TerraZyme, Zendocrine Complex, Zendocrine Softgels, and lemon essential oil. And they are really activating your system. And I will get into each one of them specifically, but first let's look at what your day-to-day is going to look like. This is the month of October, and this is our cleanse month. The activate phase is the orange section there, the first 10 days, just so you can see where this fits in the whole broad picture. The daily snapshot, I think this is really important. I keep a snapshot of the snapshot in my phone so that I can reference it if I'm out of the house. And then I also have a printout of this right on my kitchen wall above where I keep all my supplements. And that's really where I take most of my supplements throughout the day. So what are we looking at here for the activate phase? The first thing we'll do is take a TerraZyme upon waking up. Now notice I made this an optional option. And I'll get more into why that is when I talk specifically about the TerraZyme supplement. But know that there's a difference between metabolic enzymes and dietary enzymes, and that's where this is going to come into play a little bit more. So yes, it's optional. Would I recommend it? 1000%. So we'll learn a little bit more about that, and you can decide how you want to proceed. And then we move into our morning meal. So it's just your first meal of the day. I didn't call it breakfast because sometimes I don't eat breakfast. Sometimes I eat closer to lunch. It might be more like a brunch or lunch. So that can be a little bit flexible. So keeping in mind with your first meal of the day, you want to take your lifelong vitality supplements, one TerraZyme, and then the Zendocrine Complex and the Zendocrine Softgel. And then moving into our afternoon meal or lunch, we're going to take one TerraZyme with that meal. And then with the evening meal, again, you're going to take 1 to 2 of each of the lifelong vitality supplements, one TerraZyme, one Zendocrine Complex, one Zendocrine Softgel. And then before bed, on a sort of empty stomach, you're going to take another TerraZyme, and that's again an optional step for you. So that is the broad overview. Now, you notice it's a little bit subjective with the lifelong vitality when I say taking 1 to 2 of each with the morning and evening meal. So how does that differ and how does that apply to you specifically? So if you've never taken supplements before, and if you're kind of on the tiny side, if you're just naturally a really small person, then you may want to start off with one of the lifelong vitality of each of them. So Alpha CRS, Microplex BMZ, and the XE Omega. One of each with the morning meal and one of each with the evening meal. And then work your way up to 2 and 2. One of the reasons is because just the lifelong vitality on their own are going to facilitate a cleanse. If you were taking them outside of this cleanse, you would still do a little detox, because they really help to cleanse and reset your whole body. So you want to ease into it. You don't want to shock your system. They're incredible. I take a full dose and I will not go backwards with that. They support me on so many levels that I would rather have them than kind of play play around with reducing my dosage. They are awesome. And again, I'll talk about them more deeply in another episode of this. So that is the quick snapshot. Keep that in mind. Take a picture, have it on your wall in the kitchen, just so you know and can be reminded of the steps here. And then this is a theme throughout the entire cleanse. It's a theme throughout life. This is the general recommendation here is drinking half your body weight in ounces of water every single day. And one thing that you can do to really punch the flavor up a little bit, if you're not a fan of water and you have maybe transitioned out of the sweeter drinks, then you want to get familiar with your citrus oils. Lemon is a great addition. 2 to 3 drops. I know it says 1 to 2 here, but I'm a little bit more heavy-handed with it. I tend to do like 5 or more in like a 16 ounce. And it's delicious. It adds a little bit of flavor, even a little bit of sweetness. And it really helps to facilitate a deeper cleanse with supporting your filter organs, your kidney, and your liver. It also helps you to produce a super potent antioxidant called glutathione, which is incredible for fighting free radicals, supporting healthy cell growth. It even supports a plump and moisturized texture to your skin. So lemon essential oil is really key, also kind of like on a regular basis. Non-negotiable. You want to be drinking your lemon water. It also helps to balance out hormones. So really, really great addition here. All right, now we're talking TerraZyme. So remember when we looked at the daily snapshot that we were looking at TerraZyme being something to take in the morning on an empty stomach, and then again, maybe before bed on an empty stomach. So there's a reason for that. You'll see here in this list of ingredients that there are all these different enzymes in this product that are helping you to break down things like proteins and carbohydrates and complex sugars. And I said proteins already, but also dairy. And there's even an anti-gluten enzyme in here for those of you who are sensitive to gluten, and maybe you got glutened if you're trying to really avoid it. This can help alleviate some of your symptoms. Maybe it's bloat, maybe it's skin irritations. So when you take this supplement, there's really 2 different ways you can do it to get different impacts. So when we're taking it with food, we're allowing it to help break down those foods, those proteins, those carbohydrates, dairy, gluten, whatever it is. There's something in there for everything that needs to get broken down, and that's awesome. So when we are consuming food, the thing to remember is that the more processed or even cooked, the less natural enzymes that food product has in it. Things like raw vegetables or anything that is cooked below the temperature of 117 degrees will maintain its natural enzymes in place, or they'll be intact. And that's great because when you start consuming something, you need those enzymes to help break it down. So a couple things are working against us here. We're cooking our food, so we're killing off those enzymes. Also, the older we get, the less enzymes our body produces. So in our mouth, we secrete an enzyme called amylase, and that actually helps to break down 80% of the carbohydrates that we consume. So keeping that in mind too, that little bit of trivia, when you are eating really fast and you're not chewing all your food, you're not allowing it to break down. Up to 80% of it has to be done in your mouth. So you want to really allow yourself to have that time to chew. They say that you're supposed to give yourself at least 25 to 30 chews per bite of food. And I know that sounds like a lot, but it's important to really help your body in that way, because if we send food down that isn't properly digested in those sections of the process where it's supposed to happen, you're making the next part of your body have a more difficult job breaking down that food. So it's really important you do that. So back to, that was a little bit of a tangent, but back to the dietary enzymes. So they're on food. If we cook the food, there's not many there. the older we get, we're actually making less of these dietary enzymes as well. So it's important to supplement. And that's exactly what TerraZyme does. So it's a whole food base. It has all these natural whole food enzymes in it to help break down those foods naturally. And then also peppermint, ginger, and caraway, which are basically the tummy tamer blend, or almost all the oils that are in Digest Zen. And that helps, again, to just promote digestion and make it all run smoothly. All right, so I said I'd talk about metabolic enzymes. And again, the older we get, the less enzymes we produce, right? So if you are eating food that's been cooked over 117 degrees and you have lost a lot of your naturally occurring enzymes due to age, then your body, if it doesn't have these dietary enzymes supplemented, your body is going to start to steal enzymes from other processes of the body. So we have enzymes do everything. They are the catalysts that allow function of all the things, of hormone production, of neurotransmitter production, of immune system production, of tissue repair, and making bones, and all of the support that our body needs, right? So when we don't have enough enzymes to do the work of breaking down our food, our body robs Peter to pay Paul, and it steals enzymes from those metabolic processes to get the food digested. And then we start to have breakdown in other areas of our body. Or our body doesn't repair itself quickly after an injury or after a workout. Or we just in general are feeling really tired because it's difficult for our body to do all the processes that it needs to do. So TerraZyme, taken on an empty stomach, what that means is it's not getting put to work immediately to digest food. It is able to support your body with the metabolic functions instead of with the dietary functions. So in the morning and in the evening during this cleanse, you have the option to take your TerraZyme on an empty stomach. So when you first wake up and right before you go to bed. And this is going to help aid a different part of your body. So enzymes, when taken in this way, help support tissue repair. So post-surgery, post-workout, post-injury. They also help to flush out cysts and tumors and scar tissue. So just think of all the things you might have going on in your body and how this could aid with that. Enzymes help to eat up that excess material that is maybe causing you some discomfort in your body. So TerraZyme, it's more than meets the eye, you guys. You can take this again with nutrition to help digest more comfortably, but when you take it on an empty stomach, you're helping to support all the metabolic processes of your body. So if you were to do the 2 optional sections of the TerraZyme in the morning and in the evening for the full 30 days along with the dietary support, you're looking at needing 2 bottles of TerraZyme. So I just wanted to point that out. If you don't do the morning and evening and you just take it with your meals for the day, then you will get away with using one full bottle of the TerraZyme. If you want to add in those 2 optional sections for metabolic support, then you would want to get a second bottle so that you have enough product for the full 30 days. All right, phew, so that's a lot. I think it's totally worth hearing that and learning and knowing and understanding what's going on in your body. So hopefully you have some good takeaways there. All right, whew, now we're moving into the Zendocrine Complex. All right, so people often ask when they do the 30-day cleanse, do I really need both of the Zendocrine supplements? And the answer is yes, you do. They're very, very different. The Zendocrine Detox Complex is more of a whole foods, herbal-based kind of a supplement. You'll notice there's no essential oils in this supplement, but there's a lot of herbal type ingredients. And basically, I'm not going to go through each one of the ingredients and explain like the different things of the burdock root and the garlic fruit and the red clover leaf and all the things. You can take a quick snapshot if you want to remember this for later on. It's really good information. But I will just say overall what this supplement is doing for you. I think that that's more targeted and it'll be easier to remember. So the Zendocrine Complex that you're looking at here, it helps to support the filter organs. Now, what are your filter organs? That would be your liver, your kidneys, your colon, your gallbladder, your lungs, and your skin. Those are the organs that help to filter out the toxins that we are coming in contact with. And that would be from various different places in our lives, right? So when we walk out the front door, we're hit with pollution. If you're working in an office or in an environment where there's chemicals, you are either breathing them in, they're making contact with your skin and absorbing into your blood, or they're also in our food system. So there's microplastics in our drinking water. There's microplastics in our organic fruit, for crying out loud, because they have to wrap it in plastic. And there's pesticides, there's all sorts of toxins that the food that we consume comes in contact with. And if it's not removed from that food product before we consume it, it's going in, right? And our filter organs have to help to clean that out, clean our blood, so that it can protect our more serious organs like the brain and the heart and the lungs. So the filter system has a really, really important role in our body. It really is, they're like the guards of the rest of our organs, so that we can continue to think and process, and blood can continue to pump, and we can continue to breathe. Those things are super essential to life. And if it was dirty, then it wouldn't work very well. It wouldn't last very long. So it's a really important job that our filter system has. The Zendocrine Complex supports those filter organs, and it also facilitates a cleanse of those particular organs. So just think, all that stuff that we come in contact with outside of our home, what about the things that we have control over inside of our home? There's the cleaning products in our house. There's the beauty care products that we use, the personal care products, things like deodorant and lotions and shampoo and conditioner and detergent. All this stuff we have control of inside of our home, not to mention like candles and air fresheners, right? So there is some control that we have. Detoxing is really about two things. It's about reducing the exposure to those things and controlling what we have control over. And then also, from the body standpoint, working to really keep those filter organs clean and detox and flush that stuff out that we don't have control over, right? So a couple things that we're focusing on. And the Zendocrine Complex helps on that second part. It's up to you to control the amount of toxins that you're exposed to the best of your ability. That's step number one. Step number two is doing this cleanse and using these supplements and making smart eating decisions to support the filter organs and facilitate a detox. So that's what you got going on here. This is the thing to remember out of all of that. The Zendocrine Complex supports the filter organs, period. That's what it does. And then the Zendocrine Detox blend is a blend of essential oils. So you'll notice that there's the Zendocrine oil and the Zendocrine soft gels. They are identical products except for the delivery system. The Zendocrine soft gels have 2 drops of Zendocrine oil in each one of the soft gels. So you could, if you wanted to, use the Zendocrine oil with veggie caps instead of purchasing the soft gels. That's entirely up to you. I personally am actually using the essential oil right now with the veggie caps, and you have the same exact impact. It's the same product, just a different delivery system. So again, yeah, 1 soft gel equals 2 drops. And if you want to keep a snapshot of this as well, just so that you can have a reference later on if you want to look back and do this again. So This blend is so incredibly powerful, and it's something that you could use on more of a regular basis. So like, let's say you're in between cleanses, and you can do them quarterly or every couple months. I will sometimes just start incorporating the Zendocrine essential oil if my body's kind of nudging at me like, hey, why are you sluggish? Why do you have brain fog? Why do you have more aches and pains? And I, it can often just be that your body needs a little bit of help detoxifying. So the ingredients in this blend are tangerine, rosemary, geranium, juniper berry, and cilantro. So tangerine they're listed in the order of most volume. So tangerine is going to be the most prevalent ingredient in this blend. It is, like all the citruses, a very strong antioxidant and has cleansing properties for the liver and the kidneys. But not just the liver and the kidneys, all the filter organs, right? Again, kidney, liver, colon, the small intestine, the large intestine, the pancreas, all of it. It will help to support all of the filter organs and the GI organs. And then we're looking at rosemary. Rosemary is very supportive to the cleansing functions of the liver, also very supportive of the gallbladder, and it reduces what are called xenoestrogens. And this is going to be really important for a lot of people. Something to get on your radar and learn more about. Xenoestrogens are foreign. I'll just read the exact description. Foreign estrogens from plastics, growth hormones, and environmental toxins. So foreign estrogens, what does that mean? That means they are basically chemicals that make their way into our system through whatever various ways, either pollution or cleaning products or our food system. However they get into your body, they do. And they are basically shaped like hormones. And what's scary about that is we have hormone receptors in our body that they're meant to, they live on the outside of your cells. They're like a little lock. I make them look like a little sock puppet. They stick off your cells like this, like a little receptor, a cell receptor. And they're a specific shape meant to receive a specific hormone. And these xenoestrogens are fake hormones that are shaped exactly like our real hormones, and they fit in like a lock into or a key into a lock very, very easily. But when they get in there, they send all the wrong messages. So that's what our hormones do, right? They're messengers. They tell your cells to do a certain thing. These xenoestrogens are also messengers, except for they have the wrong message, and they instruct your body to act in ways that creates discomfort. So rosemary is really important part of this blend, and it's a big part of this cleanse. And I know a lot of us have wonky hormones, and addressing toxic load and the amount of toxins that you're exposed to can go a really long way in helping to balance that system out. All right, now we're looking at geranium. Geranium is also a really great oil for balancing out hormones, but it does support the liver, it does support the gallbladder, and it helps the body again to rid itself of unwanted hormones that can cause imbalance. So we're really focusing on hormones a lot here. Then we have juniper berry, also very powerful detoxifier of the kidneys, and it helps to decrease water retention. And then we have cilantro, and cilantro is another incredible oil. It helps to eliminate toxins from the body, including heavy metals. Heavy metals are difficult to remove from the body, and cilantro kind of like gets stuck to them. And then when the cilantro passes through your system, it pulls them out. Heavy metals can be linked to mood disorders. It can be linked to autism. It is very, very highly recommended to do a heavy metal detox if you have some of these issues on your hands. Cilantro, super, super powerful. It also, side note, helps to cleanse out emotions that are really causing issues as well. It can be very just cleansing in general. So emotionally, on a physical level, and the heavy metal component is really, really important. And when you're taking this supplement or this oil, you're really getting all those benefits. You're flushing out xenoestrogens, heavy metals, you're supporting and cleansing all your filter organs again. All right, what else do we got? Ooh, I guess that's about it. I did want to talk about lemon, but I think I pretty much covered it. It really does help to support a full body detox, and I use it on a regular basis outside of the cleanse, but it's supportive during the cleanse as well. So I think that just about covers it, you guys. Those are your Activate supplements. Look for a Lifelong Vitality video. And of course, when we get into the reset phase, I will do a little video for you on the importance of gut health and the value of GX Assist in this program. And then lastly, we'll look at the Restore section and talk about a probiotic called PB Assist and DDR Prime, which helps with cellular health and regeneration. All right, take care, you guys. We'll chat soon.